welcome back to Chirp City Sports.
Oh yeah, welcome back. Two handsome guys inside Grouse. Okay, so I think obviously the big thing we have to kick off here is a little March Madness, March Madness action. Zach, give us your little insight on the Iowa-Nebraska game. I think that's a good starting place.
Yeah, starting off with that game, we were all hoping for Nebraska to win this, and they did put up a strong fight. Another thing to bring up that was questionable about this game, at the end, they had 4 players on the court. Like, what do we think about that? That's a little irritating.
What do we think about Hoiberg taking responsibility for that? Like, is his player's job? Like, because I mean, you would think it's a player's job to know, oh shoot, I'm out here, I need to be on the court instead of the coach taking the blame for that. What do you guys think about that?
I think 2 things. I think one, it just shows the level of coaching that's at Nebraska. You know, he went from a really mediocre team to a team that got their first couple March Madness wins and made it far in the season and was one of the only undefeated teams later on. And I think that part of the interview really showed what kind of coaching is going on and why they're able to develop so much. I think it's great that he took responsibility, but like you said, I just don't think there's any way at all that it was his fault. You know, I mean, you should pretty well know if you're in the game or not. And there's like 6 people that could have been on the court. So it's like you can have a pretty good idea that you're supposed to be on the court or not, you know?
Yeah, I definitely think that'd be more on the coaches there. And that's just hard to see, I guess.
Yeah. Wow. Another crazy take from Zach Grouse. One thing I kind of noticed, and that I've been thinking about, in comparison to Nebraska Husker football, do we think that the basketball team will become the new football team with everyone, like, these high expectations that are being set for and then they're just going to start letting people down? Do we think this is a one-and-done thing, or do you think they might be the standard? That's kind of a 2-part question. First, we'll start with, do you think they're going to end up like the Husker football team, high expectations, they can't live up to it?
See, I'd absolutely love to kick this one off because I don't think Zach can answer this right, but I think it's going to be a little bit like Indiana football. Really good year this year. Obviously, they won the Natty, but I just don't think they're going to be able to be a team that you look to see year after year like, yo, that team's going back to the chip. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're not going back to the chip. Nebraska's not going to make it much farther than they did last year. I think this was just a really good team that worked well together with good coaching. I'm sure they'll be decent, but we're not going to expect them to be some powerhouse. You know what I'm saying? I think Nebraska's going to stay where Nebraska's at, and Indiana's going to fall back a little bit too. But, yeah.
I definitely kind of agree with that. This is their highest point for, I think, what it's going to be, because next season I don't think they're going to be as good as they are now. They definitely had a really amazing year, and the fact that they made it this far, even into March Madness, that's pretty shocking. But overall, I think they'll still be a strong team, but I don't think it's going to live up to this year. But this was definitely a good one. So,
do you think that we'll be having more like recruits coming in? Do you think we'll use this to leverage getting better recruits in the following years?
Yeah, hopefully the coaches take good advantage of that and get some new recruits for sure.
I'm not really sure, to be honest. All right, so let's just hop over to the game real quick because, my goodness, Nebraska versus Iowa. Imagine this. You never win a March Madness game in your entire existence. You end up winning 1. You end up winning 2. And then you lose to your rival. Are you kidding me? What are the odds of that? Like, that's terrible. That's like the worst of the worst. I would have rather lost in round 1 than lose to Iowa. Just putting it out there. Might be crazy take, but I don't know. And then not only be ahead most of the game, but then make a blunder like having 4 people on the court. I mean, tell me the stadium pulse wasn't too high. Like, I don't just saying.
I mean, this is what caused me to think about them being like the Husker football team. Like, every year we go in, and it's Iowa, man. Every time. It can't be anyone else. I'd rather get, like last year when we beat, Houston Christian, 65-7 in football. And then we go and we lose to Iowa for the 4th year in a row. Honestly, I would rather lose to that terrible team and beat Iowa.
To Vanderbilt?
Than have it be the other way. What are you talking about?
What are you talking about, bro?
So, I honestly would have rather had them lose, like you said, lose first round than Iowa. Like football, now basketball, we can't catch a break. It's the Iowa curse.
Iowa just got a little bit of kryptonite against us, I guess.
And they're bragging about their corn, too. Raise your hand if you've ever had Iowa corn. Exactly, because it's trash.
Raise your hand if you've ever had Nebraska corn.
Exactly.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's just rough. Iowa's got a number right now, but you wait a couple years and we're gonna have a little bite back for Iowa.
And do you know how disgusting that is? To kick a man when he's down, to beat a dead horse, and then brag about your corn after you just killed our basketball team's dreams? Like,
What happened to Mercy? Like, come on, guys, chill. Bunch of, yeah.
Definitely agreeing with all that. Like, having it come down to this against Iowa, I definitely would have had them lose, like, the last round. And it's all come down to this in the Midwest, all these rivals. I think that was great to see, but then losing to Iowa, like, Nebraska's our rival, that's the worst.
And how do you guys feel about the gameplay this game? Because going into this game, obviously we know Nebraska's just a typically undersized team. They don't have any like super prominent big guy. Like obviously there's some, they got the big guy, got Mass, they're good, but like compared to other teams' sizes, we're like a smaller team. And I think what you really saw almost the entire game and straight out of the gates was you saw Sanford just hitting some threes. Like we were just banging out from the start. What happened? What happened from there, Joey? Joey, what do you think happened?
good stuff. Wow.
Good
Well, actually,
stuff. I
not
like
good
it.
stuff because we ended up losing to our rival once again.
But I think that's just what happened is the first half you really saw you saw some good lights out shooting, some really good fundamental defense, and I think the second half of the game they started to really realize the pressure they were under, and they started getting a little tired because Nebraska doesn't have the craziest bench, and the pressure got to them. Their shots were just off by a couple inches, couldn't shoot anymore, and that's when you start falling behind.
I mean, we got to talk about Nebraska at the very beginning, like first 5 or 10 minutes, we were going strong, we were going hot. It was really good, and we were like projected to win this for like mostly the entire game, And then after that first half, we were up 46-43, and we just end up messing up at the very end, and that's very unfortunate to see.
Yeah, one upside, though, looking to next year, if Braden Frager stays, he's going to be the future. Like, stellar freshman. He's able to shoot the ball well. And honestly, I think the reason that we shot so well this tournament was honestly just because of, how well we moved the ball. I feel like Hoiberg's doing a great job at coaching. Sure, we may not have the biggest team, but the way that they cut and get to open space and they're able to get off quick shots, I think just the ball movement is incredible. And with Frager, stepping up and playing his role, sure, he did miss a couple against Troy. He bounced back, and he came back. And that's what you like to see out of a freshman. So,
yeah, I just think this team, for some reason, it's you can't really measurably measure this, but the way the team works together, they just got a lot of heart. They seem like they like each other, like they play together. They just know where each other are going to be. It's it's something intangible that you can't really measure, but it's something that's definitely there for Nebraska, and it definitely helped them win a lot of games this year. They just got a little bit of heart, and they just work well together. That's something that you need as a team to be a top team.
great chemistry.
Yeah, but looking at the stats right now that I'm pulling up, the percent lead for Nebraska, we were at 81%. 81% of the game, we were up against Iowa, and we somehow just messed that up. And then some other stuff. Our 3-point for Iowa, 43%. They were making a lot of those. And also, we had 10 turnovers compared to them with 5. So,
I mean, those are obviously the deciding factors in the game towards the end. It's a couple possession game. I don't know how much do we lose by, 5 or 6, and obviously those five turnovers, a couple rebounds, and just a better shooting percentage is what's going to kick off the game for you. And I think part of what's interesting about these kind of games is both teams are so good that it's out of 10 games, these guys are going 5-5. You know what I'm saying? These guys, it's not going to be a sweep. And I think that's when it really comes down to just who's shooting a little better, who's just a little luckier that day. You know what I'm saying? Both skill levels are about the same. So if we played Iowa again right now, I think we'd win. It's just going to be a back and forth thing, and I think we got unlucky on that day. And it's just what happens.
What do we think about Florida, though, getting out of the tournament early after beating their first team by triple digits? Do we think Florida was overrated going into this tournament?
I don't care about Florida. I think that was just a ploy to get us excited that we're going to go to the Elite Eight as Nebraska. It's oh my goodness, Florida's gone. Iowa's in here. We actually have a path to Elite Eight for once. It was just a way to make us feel worse when we lost to Iowa. It's just a bunch of BS. I don't care. Oh, bull crap.
yeah, definitely a little overrated there. But we got to talk about Duke because we talked about this in our
Oh, my days.
other episodes. That, thought they were gonna come in super strong, and they just like they have been doing horrible the whole time, like just barely winning each game. And then their last game, all they did was have to hold the ball, and they gave it up to UConn, and UConn scored that 3.
I mean, true Duke faction, like every time they're like, oh my God, like we got it, we're so close, and then they sell on the dumbest play ever. Like I'm genuinely it cooked my bracket. I had Duke going all the way. I had a perfect second and third round, and then Duke just messed it up.
It did.
Like first round, but little couple I missed, but my bracket was at like 93%, and then Duke just crushed my whole entire bracket because I had them going all the way because Boozer just couldn't hold on to the ball.
I was about to say, let's play a little game here. What do you guys think was going through Boozer's mind when he did the little pass?
I mean, I could see where he was going, like just throw it down the court, but genuinely, who decides that when you have two guys who are on you? Like, what was it, like 6 seconds left maybe?
Yeah.
Like there was 10 when they inbounded it, 6 seconds left. Who just tries to throw it down the court? Literally, all he had to do, those two guys were in front of him, and they're guarding up. Literally, just take a couple steps back, hold on to the ball, and you're fine. Instead, you try to throw it, and then, I mean, that shot was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and, you know, the kid who hit the shot, he actually rejected Duke when they tried to recruit him. So he not only rejected them, he went and hit the dagger on them.
Oh my goodness!
When they played him.
He
So
spit in their face.
He did.
Oh,
He did.
he slapped. Wow, that's incredible.
In my bracket too. So that was great.
Yeah, that's incredible. I mean, I think that's just part of the March Madness spirit is seeing those little buzzer beaters, like, or not, it wasn't a buzzer beater, but you know what I'm saying, like daggers towards the end of a game against an underseed, and I think it was really cool to see that. I'm a big underdog guy. I just love watching underdogs. Who doesn't? It's part of the game.
Yeah.
But I think it's really cool to see that in March Madness. I think that's when we're going to see some real big juice in this Final Four because, to be honest, you look, who's on one side? It's Illinois and who's the other one? Illinois and...
It's Illinois, Texas...
Illinois, UConn. It's Illinois, UConn versus Michigan and Arizona. It's like, I think Michigan.
I'm thinking women's bracket.
Oh, you're good. I think Michigan or Arizona would kill. I think Michigan or Arizona would kill Illinois or UConn. So I think this is where we're gonna have to see a little bit of juice from the left side, a little Illinois or UConn be able to come up with some clutch plays. You know what I'm saying? I think it's an underdog. I think when you see the spread of whatever those two games are gonna be, it's gonna be like a 5-point spread. We're gonna have to see some juice from. I think UConn. I think Terrence Reed is just absolutely ripping through college basketball right now. That's a big guy.
Yeah.
You know, he can shoot a little bit. He's got some moves down in the post. He gets just a crap ton of rebounds. If you saw the game against Furman, he had a 30-20 game. I mean, that's incredible. I think he's really going to have to use that against Illinois and then see where he goes against Michigan. But who knows what's going to happen.
Yeah. Going back to that Duke game, though, like my thoughts, I'm like disappointed in them that they didn't just hold the ball, take the foul. Like, they definitely should have done that. That's disappointing to see them lose that though. That just all because that little thing right there. So Nebraska with the 4 people on the court. That's the like 2 things, you know.
Good call out.
Yeah, and
it's these small things, big impacts, you know.
And the Boozer brothers too. We got to talk about them. They at one point in the first quarter they had 25 of Duke's 27 points, which is literally insane.
Yeah.
Like just a crazy showing from them. And then for Caden to be the one who sells the game in the final 10 seconds is just...
It's sad.
It's sad.
Sad. Because, you know, like, most of those players that do that kind of thing, like, blame themselves for that.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously it was a bad play, but, like, those bad plays happen throughout the whole game. But it's like that's the one that just, like, obviously caused the game. So he's going to blame so much of that on himself when, like, in reality, like, Duke wouldn't be where Duke's at if he wasn't there, you know? So... just kind of sucks just knowing that it's going to hurt him a little bit when in reality he's the only reason why they're there, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Just another topic or question to bring up, but overall, all of March Madness, what are you guys like, did you guys expect this outcome out of the whole bracket, or what did you guys think on it so far this year?
Just didn't think Illinois was going to go that far, to be honest.
Yeah, valid.
At the start of the year, I mean, obviously, like everyone else, I thought Duke was just going to be killer. I mean, Duke's Duke, right? But then when I saw that game against Siena, it's like you're going against a crappy team that hasn't even subbed somebody in and you guys are about to lose. Like, I don't know. That's when I started, like, I hopped off the Duke train. I just didn't think Duke had what they had, and obviously, and towards the end of the game, they didn't have it. One of the things I thought was surprising was I thought Purdue I thought Purdue was going to go to the Final Four. I don't know why. You ever get those gut feelings when you guys are like making your bracket? You're like, okay, that team's going somewhere. Well, that's what I thought for Purdue. I thought Purdue was going to win it. I have Purdue winning 10 of my brackets.
Honestly, I've never really been a Purdue fan. Like I feel like they've always done decent, but genuinely, I don't think I've ever picked them to go far in any bracket that I've ever done. I don't know why. I just like something about the team. Just I didn't really see anything in them. I never do. I feel like all the teams are really put together. I feel like they're just there.
Purdue?
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like they're always there. It's like the Falcons. Like you just kind of forget about them.
I mean, yeah, they did just barely beat Texas, 79-77.
I think there was one player. I'm trying to think of his name. Short guy, really short guy. He was like 6 foot, like 6'2", has a little beard. I can't remember. He switched his jersey during March Madness because his one jersey ripped. But he was just such a playmaker for Purdue the entire time. He got rebounds. He got assists. He scored a bit, didn't score a lot, but he was just such a role player. Like he just did so much. He was everywhere. And I think it's crazy to see because the dude's like legit. Like you see him dribbling around everybody else on the court. You're like, that is a short guy. Like that guy is gonna get beat up out there, and then he just keeps making play after play after play, having really good positioning, getting his people where they need to be. I don't know. I think he was a big reason why I thought Purdue would go so far. It's just they have that kind of chemistry that I felt like Nebraska had. They work really well together. Not necessarily the most talented team, but one with a lot of heart, but one who plays hard and one who's able to work together really well. So that's a big reason why I saw Purdue going so far. But yeah, how do we feel about You guys want to? Can we switch topics? You guys want to switch topics?
Yeah.
How does everyone feel about the start of the MLB season? You guys pay attention to that at all?
Oh boy. I mean, not really. ABS though.
ABS.
I can't remember what game it was. There was a game the other day. I think it was the Reds. And
Played the Pirates, right?
and it was the loudest the crowd was all game was there were 2 ABS turnovers back to back where they like turned over the call and the fans were going nuts. Like they were going insane. And that was literally the loudest. They could honestly, it seemed like they could care less about supporting their team as long as they could overturn and stick it to the ump, you know?
Yeah, I disagree. I think it was just such a big call in the moment. Like for that game, that call was like needed right then. You know what I'm saying? You need that batter still up to bat, and if you struck out, I mean, you have one more out to make something happen. So I mean, I think it's a really big deal that he was able to do that. And I think something that was cool from a different team was it was the Mariners player. I can't think of his name. I think it was I can't remember who it was, but he thought he got the walk, right? So he starts walking away. The umpire says he struck out. He does the little helmet tap, gets the challenge going, and before even seeing the outcome of the challenge, takes off all of his stuff and starts walking to first base. It's like the ultimate like spit in the face of the umpire. Like he knew it was a walk. You know what I'm saying? And the craziest part was when they looked at like the ABS system and it showed like how far off the zone it was like 0.2 inches. Like, it was nothing.
It like nicked it. Like
Yeah.
that's like
But he was so confident in himself that like he knew it was a ball. He starts walking there. It's like that's pretty. I mean, that's like hitting a 3 in basketball and walking away before you even see it going, kind of thing. So I think it's kind of cool to see something where like baseball players can have their own like what's like confidence. You can just walk away. You can start like show like I know what I'm doing. I know I'm right, kind of thing, like basketball or stuff like that. So I think it's cool that a system was able to let players do something like that.
yeah. That leads me to a question. You guys think ABS will replace umpires? At least home plate umpires.
I think eventually it will. I think for sure it will. I don't want it to. I don't think a lot of people are going to want it to, but I think they're going to ease it in more and more and more as time goes on. And it's eventually just going to become a thing that people have. If there's going to be a big game somewhere sometime where an umpire makes just like a really bad call, it's going to bother a lot of people and it's going to keep easing it in, and then they'll eventually just have that. So it's my opinion.
All right. Final 4 predictions. What do we think, Kraus? Yeah.
Just back again.
Do you want me to tell you the teams?
Yeah, let's see.
Okay, so Michigan's playing Arizona and Illinois is playing
Yeah.
UConn.
That's going to be one of the best games, Michigan and Arizona. I have Arizona currently in my bracket.
Who? Say your team that you want to win, and like what matchup, then team, and then how much you have them winning by. Or score.
I don't really have score, but I'm definitely going to have picking Arizona over Michigan. I think they've had a strong, they've had a strong, with all the games in their brackets. Yeah, I'm definitely going to take them over Michigan. And then UConn and Illinois. I mean, UConn got.
It's Illinois. There's no S.
Yeah,
Good try.
I know they kind of sweeped Iowa, I guess, in a way. I thought I would put up a better fight, but I think they might have what it takes to beat UConn. But UConn had that kind of a little bit of luck on their side with Duke. So.
All right. Now, what's your championship? What do you think?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to take Arizona and.
Over UConn?
Yep.
I mean,
Wait, no. No, Illinois and Arizona in my championship. Yeah.
That's who you think is going to win?
Hmm? Yeah,
Illinois and Arizona?
I think so, yeah.
And you think Arizona's going to be Illinois?
I think there's a chance, yeah.
I mean, I'll just go out here and say what everyone's thinking.
Wow.
Zach Krause has terrible takes on just about everything he's ever said in his life.
Zero ball knowledge.
That's incredible.
Let's check the
That was just the
bracket.
stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Genuinely terrible.
Yeah, we'll see.
I mean, I think obviously we're just going to see Michigan go out there and just absolutely kill Arizona. Both teams are great. Both teams play really well. Obviously, Arizona went super long without losing a game. But, you know, Arizona fell off a little bit towards the end of the season. Not a lot. Obviously, they're one of the top teams in the country. They're amazing. I mean, there's no doubt. But, I mean, compared to a team like Michigan, who only got better as the season progressed, I think you're going to see just a really good game between them. But I think Michigan's just an overall team that can play longer and harder. And I think they're going to really take it to Arizona. I think it's anyone's game. But in my opinion, I think Michigan's going to win by a couple points, probably like 5 or 6. I think it's going to be like a 2-point game most of the game, but there's going to be some fouls, free throws at the end. It's going to go up to like 5 or 6. I think on the other side, I think really, again, it's either team's game. Illinois, I mean, they started off decent. They got a little worse. And then towards the end of the season, they got hot. Like, they just started playing like absolute champs. So, you know, Illinois plays really well. I just don't know if they have the depth and the bench for it to go against a team like UConn. You know, UConn's kind of got a really well-rounded, all-together team who's going to be able to perform really well against Illinois. I think it's anyone's game. Anyone can win. But I'm going to go with UConn on that one, and I'm just going to have to go with Michigan. Just absolutely kills UConn by 12.
I mean, look at these bets in the matchup prediction.
That's incredible.
I know, 60% over UConn.
Still not going to happen.
Yeah.
I mean, my bracket, we got to talk about this. I have second chance is what I'm talking about. I've missed only one game, and I've been able to go this far with the second chance. I'm 3,000.
With your second chance.
That's incredible.
Second
I'm
chance.
just saying the second chance though, and this is what I have for the winning. Yeah.
Wow.
I can see what you're talking about with Michigan and Arizona though. They definitely have.
I mean, if I keep shooting free throws, eventually one will go in,
That's
right?
what I
You know,
was gonna
like, all right.
You know, a blind squirrel finds a nut every now and then. Clock's right 2 times a day. I mean, broken clocks were right 2 times a day. I mean, come on, kid.
It's a good take. We'll see
Anyway,
next episode, I'm telling
so
you.
moving on from terrible takes down
You'll
there.
see.
Personally, for me, Illinois is gonna get beat. UConn's been there before. Their coaching staff's been there before. They know how to end a team on a hot streak. Illinois loses, UConn goes to championship. Michigan, Arizona. I feel like Arizona's better, like a more well-rounded team, but I feel like Michigan has, they're able to score more, and I feel like in the end, it's going to be more of a points game than a defensive game, and I think if Michigan can overpower Arizona's defense and Arizona's defense just plays okay, I think Michigan's going to take it because Michigan just is able to score so well. Championship, Michigan, UConn. I'm saying UConn. I think UConn has probably a bigger team maybe, and just I feel like they're better. They're able to score and play defense really well, and to end some teams that are on some really good hot streaks. And I just don't think Michigan's gonna be able to just rely on their offense to bail them out. So I got UConn winning it all, and if not, Dan Hurley's going to be yelling a lot. So that'll be fun to see some of that.
No. Just love that. I love hearing that from you. I mean, your takes are almost as bad as Zach's, but they're not worse. So that's pretty good. I already said mine. Good job, kiddo.
Wow.
Wow. Are we done with March Madness? Are we about ready to wrap up shop? Because before we wrap up shop, I just wanted to put something out there. I wanted to talk about the rookie Jacob Mizorowski with the Brewers, the starting pitcher. Oh my goodness, I don't know if you guys know this. So Jacob Mizorowski, he started pitching for the Brewers last year. He did just absolutely outstanding, and this year he's a rookie. The first time he started pitching, right, the first outing of the year, he dropped 11 strikeouts. And he comes back for his second start, gives up 2 runs over 6 innings, which, it's decent, but then also has 11 more strikeouts. I mean, I think it's incredible to see the level of pitching that's coming to the MLB with these new rookies. Paul Skeens is obviously not a rookie anymore, I don't think. And this is his, second year in the league. He's won a Cy Young. He won the Rookie of the Year, and he played for Team USA. You have Jacob Mizorowski with his first 2 starts having 11 Ks. I mean, I think it's really interesting seeing this new Ian McLean, the Mets pitcher who also pitched for the U.S. These pitchers are coming out of the woodwork. These are rookies. These are people that are just coming up and playing at the top level of baseball out of nowhere and absolutely killing it. There's a new breed of pitchers coming into the MLB right now, and I think it's really crazy to see. I think you're gonna see a lot more dominance within the pitchers, and I think batters are gonna have to really adjust somehow.
Do you think that might kill views though for the MLB if everything is just a defensive masterclass and people aren't able to get bats on balls?
I'm not necessarily sure because I think it's going to bring a lot more games closer. And when someone finally hits that bomb, at the end of the game, bomb in the 9th, 2 outs, World Series, whatever that scenario is, I think it's just going to be that much more electric. A lot of people already say baseball is so boring, all this different crap. But I think a lot of I think watching pitchers and getting big Ks throughout a really intense game, as long as the players are able to keep it to the point where it's they make it interesting. If it's just dull and boring, no one's gonna want to watch it anyways. But if the pitchers have some heart on the mound, the batters have some heart, I don't think the views are really gonna go down. But if they just kind of sit there and take everything that comes to them, I think it's gonna go down, just like any sport.
All right. Well, we'll check back next time and we'll see how all of our March Madness Final Four predictions turn out. Obviously,
on Saturday. Yep.
Obviously, Zach Krause isn't going to go anywhere. Me and Thaddeus got a chance.
Typical. But I hope everyone has a fantastic Easter. Easter's coming up this weekend. It's going to be great. Some big games on Saturday. It's going to be really exciting. But this was Chirp City Sports. This is 2 handsome guys and Zach Krause, and we're out.
Good. Daddy, what are we doing, bro?